I am suggesting some books to you that you should put on your Christmas wish list. Very, very last minute. Sorry about that. Frankly, it's just beautiful. Hello, I'm Beth Joey and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. This is the channel where I paint my face, turn my camera on and talk about some books. So as you can tell from the title down below, I am suggesting some books to you that you should put on your Christmas wish list. Very, very last minute. Sorry about that. These are books that I have loved in the time that I have read them. I think they're all from the past year and I really, really hope that you guys pick them up and love them just as much as I did. It is day 10 of the 12 days of Bookmas, which means we are almost near the end and I'm having so much fun and I hope you are too, and I really, really hope that you enjoyed this video. But without further ado, let's just jump straight in. So the first book on this list is Last Night at the Telegraph Club by Melinda Lowe. The reason why I love this book so much is because, frankly, it's just beautiful. It's set in the 1950s in the US. I can't remember where, but it's based around a girl named Lily who lives in Chinatown at the time of Red Paranoia, which means everyone in the US is really, really afraid of communism and naturally really racist towards the people like Lily. And it's also a time where homosexuality or just being anyone in the LGBT community is very, very unpopular because everybody is massively homophobic. And Lily finds herself falling in love with a girl in her class who then takes her to the Telegraph Club, which is a sort of beacon of the LGBT community where they just get to be themselves. With deportation looming over Lily's father and their hard-won citizenship completely at risk, Lily and the girl she loves, Kath, risk everything to let their love see the light of day, and it's just the most beautiful, beautiful romance, the most beautiful coming of age, coming into your sexuality story. I loved it when I read it, and I loved how the story would contextualize everything in between the chapters with like a timeline of events of when this next part of the story was happening and what was happening in the world around them at the same time. So you always kind of tied their story in with American history, and I think it was just fascinating. So this is just one of the books that I would recommend. Book number 2 is Little Thieves by Margaret Owen. This book is perfect for the Christmas time. I read it around Christmas time when I was stuck in Norway in quarantine. It is gothic, it is dark, it is eerie. It has that sort of gothic fairy tale vibe to it and it's incredible. As for what it's about, I'm just going to read you the blurb because I think it tells the story way better than I will. And it says, once upon a time there was a beautiful kind princess and her wicked maid. One day the wicked maid stole the princess's face and with it her name, her betrothed, everything. The princess had to toil away as a servant while her maid lived like a queen. When the maid was caught, she died for her crimes and the princess lived happily ever after. Or that is how the story has been told. Now it's time for the wicked maid to tell her side of the story. It's everything and I cannot wait for the sequel. Next up, we've got Hex by Jenny Fagan, which I bought while I was in Scotland recently, getting engaged, just saying. But anyway, I bought this while I was in Scotland because it is set in Scotland and it's a baby short little book and it's such an interesting, eerie read. It follows Galis Duncan, who is one of the women during the witch trials in Scotland who was tortured and forced to confess to being a witch, and then after that I think she was burned at the stake, or no, she was hung, sorry. And it's all about a woman from the future visiting her on Galis's last night on this earth to offer companionship and support, and it's just this really, really beautiful story about these two women bonding over the various traumas and tribulations and everything that they've dealt with in their lives. What about them is similar and what about their experiences is similar, and they just form this really, really beautiful bond. And the story is so eerie and so creepy and so dark, and it does not hold back about talking about what Galis went through when she was imprisoned. And I mean, it was incredible. I really, really enjoyed this. I think there's a number of other books in this sort of series of dramatic retellings of sort of horrific moments in history, so I really am looking forward to picking up some of the others. And I really love Jenny Fagan's writing in this. It was just the way it was composed was almost like you're following the stream of thought of each of the characters, which was just fascinating to me. So I'm hoping to pick up more by Jenny Fagan and the other books in this series as well, which are written by different authors. And lastly, I had to include this book because its sequel has recently come out, and that is Legendborn by Tracy Dion. It is an incredible, incredible YA fantasy that's sort of set around the Arthurian legend, as well as dealing with generational racism and how being a Black woman in a very, very southern community can really lead to our main character dealing with really, really intense prejudice against her, especially because the magical society that she's a part of is very, very like ancestrally white. So as for what this book is about, it follows Brie Matthews, who I think in the past her mother had died in a really, really tragic accident, and she's definitely held on to that trauma all her life. And then she takes part in this sort of early acceptance program to attend a university in the South. So she's of like late high school age attending university, and she becomes part of this secret society in the university that is tied to the Arthurian legend. And she witnesses all sorts of magic that she didn't even know before existed that are related to King Arthur, as well as her own ancestral magic as well, which is just absolutely fascinating. Now Brie decides she's going to do whatever it takes to learn the truth about her mother's death, because she believes it's potentially tied to this magic that she's discovering, as well as face this battle on campus that she didn't even know was at play until she witnesses these insane magical attacks. As I said before, she's dealing with all sorts of generational trauma, as well as the prejudice of the community around her, and it is honestly a fascinating read, and I cannot wait to dive right in to Bloodmarked, which has just come out at the time of me filming this. And yeah, I'm really excited for this, and I hope that you are super, super excited to read it as well if you haven't already. So these are 4 books that I recommend you add to your Christmas wish list if you haven't already read them. They are all super amazing for super, super different reasons. They are very, very atmospheric each in their own right, and I loved every single one of them when I read them, and I hope that you do too. But of course, let me know down below what is actually on your Christmas wish list this year, and if you think or have any inkling that you are going to get some of those, or what you're looking forward to getting, or just what you're reading at the moment. I would love to know, and sometimes the best recommendations that I get come from you guys, and I find my favorite books that way. So come and chat to me in the comments down below. I love talking to you guys, and I do my best to reply to every single comment. I really, really hope that you enjoyed this video and that you are enjoying the 12 Days of Bookmas series that I'm doing at the moment. If you are, please do let me know by liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell all down below. It is a super, super easy way to help my channel grow, and now is the best time to be a part of my channel and join in the fun as we finish up the 12 Days of Bookmas, and you can go back and watch the series in the past as well. It's been so much fun, and I hope you're having a lovely time too. But otherwise, I will see you very, very soon in a video coming in 2 days time. Bye!